Okay, I'm getting ready to start installing these rock sliders that were made by Ian. Pretty neat little kit. He did this custom name on there for me. There's a step, covers your step. These little braces to go under the step. Then this stiffener for the side here. So first thing I have to do is I got to get some sheet metal straight. My sheet metal has taken quite a beating over the years. This step is all curled up and the fender is all kind of mashed in. And I'm not sure about this cowl spot right here because that's part of a remnant from my accident a few years ago. So we'll see how that goes. Go around to the other side. This lip here that's supposed to be on the bottom is all mashed up and curled up. So I'll have to flatten that out because that's what the slider bolts to. I'll probably have to try and straighten this out somehow. It's kind of concave a little bit right there. And then this step is really mangled. And this fender is really bent up. So I got a job to do to even get it to start to fit together. So I'll tack on some more when I have some progress. Well, I've been working for a while now, and I've gotten the bottom edge here quite a bit straighter. It's still not, really stock straight, but I'm not too worried about that as long as I can fit the slider on there. The steps, though, are a different deal. They're in such bad shape, from being beat around so badly. I'll walk around the other side and show you how the other step looks. Here's the edge, the drain hole. This step is really torn up badly, and part of it is ripped off here. Well, speaking with Ian, the designer and builder of these sliders that I'm putting on, talked to him about this. They're designed actually to fit over this original step. You've got a step that fits over it like this. And there's a plate that fits around the edge like this, and then another brace down at the bottom. Another brace down here at the bottom. Sorry, my camera aiming is off. I'm talking with Ian about it and how torn up my original steps are. He said it might be just as well, and you can do this, is just to cut this step clear off and just use this new step, the one from the slider, the stiffened and strengthened step, rather than have the old one underneath it to pick up dirt and dust and mud and rust. To cut these off and then just use the new step as your step. So that's what I'm going to do. So I'll come back when I've got some pictures of how that's worked out. Okay, I've been working on the passenger side. I've got the main body of the slider bolted on here. You can see where I cut the original step off right here. I left the brace. Hopefully that'll maybe strengthen the new step a little bit. It's all bolted on there. I've got some different carriage bolts coming. I got these zinc ones locally, but I don't really want zinc on there. They kind of stand out, look too fancy for Grandpa's Jeep. So that's the passenger side done. Gonna go work on the driver's side now. This is my welder. He's my cousin, Don Fuller. He's welding the stiffener on right now. We did that with the main body of the slider bolted on the Jeep so we get it shaped correctly. There's how that turned out. Once I got the stiffener welded on, we tacked the step on and then took the whole slider off. And here's Don welding the step on. There's how the step weld turned out. It's a beauty. Once you got everything all welded on, Don took the grinder and rounded off the corners. Cut that weld clear off, just make it look like a smooth corner. There's the finished product all ready for me to paint up. Okay, I'm starting to put a little paint job on these sliders here in my custom paint studio under my deck here in the backyard. I'm going to try and get like a faux patina on these. So I'm starting out with a red sandable primer. Then I'm going to put some other random colors on there, see what I can do. Okay, so I put some black primer on there now. The idea here is to lay on some different colors, and then when I get the sanding block, I kind of push down, sand down through the different colors and get different colors to come up. We'll see how it works out, and it's all just paint, so if I don't like it, I can just get some black and paint back over it. This is a combination paint booth sandbox for my grandkids. I put a layer of kind of brown over the black and under this gray that I just put on. This gray primer. So it's kind of spotty, but that's kind of how I want it. With another layer. So I had a paint shop mix up a rattle can of this blue paint that I had them match a chip from the paint that's on Grandpa's Jeep. You know, the 60, 70-year-old paint that's on there. Just about ready to start trying to sand down through it and get the patina look. Okay, so I've got the sliders all painted up. There's still a little bit of welding berries on here a little bit. You think I would have wanted to get those off before I painted, but I kind of purposely left them on there so that, you know, we want a little bit of a distressed look on this. I've got several different paint colors layered on here. And I got some of these sanding sponges here. I got an 80 grit, a 180, and a 320. I think I'm going to start out with the 180 because I don't know how much cutting I really need. So we're just going to try and get a little bit of a down through the blue a little bit. Down here. Well, I don't know. I think I'm going to call that good. we'll get them installed and see what they look like. So I taped off the little area right under where the Grandpa's Jeep logo is. I'm going to hit that with a little black paint, so hopefully it'll highlight it a little underneath. Okay, I got the sliders all installed. The blue's a bit bright. I think if I get some Moab mud and rocks rubbed against it, it'll lighten up. Around to the other side. These slider kits are made by Ian Liljeblad. You can contact him at bigwillyjeep.com. I'll link it below in the description.